Good morning. It's Thursday, April 3rd around 8 a.m. Standing next to Dolly as she represents Dollywood, getting ready to leave Gatlinburg and head back to the trail at Newfound Gap, mile 208. I think I may have said it was 209, but it's mile 208. Today we're shooting for like 15.8 miles, which will be our longest day, but we're going to start increasing our miles. It's going to be a few climbs to get started this morning, but also the weather's going to get hot. We're going to be in the 80s today and tomorrow, and I think the 70s Saturday, so it's going to be a hot few days. We'll probably be exiting the Smoky Mountains Saturday morning and then heading down towards Hot Springs, North Carolina, and eventually Irwin, Tennessee. Those are the areas that have been devastated by Hurricane Helene, so it'll be interesting to see how they're recovering in that area, but I'm ready to go. I'm fueled up. I've been eating a lot the last few days and well rested, so let's go ahead and get this day started. It's a quiet morning in Gatlinburg as we all are getting ready to board the shuttle here soon. Dodger's still on his way. Hopefully he makes it. These are all the hikers going back to trail today, including yours truly. Anyway, we'll be up there soon and on our way. Currently 8:51, still in Gatlinburg. Our shuttle was supposed to pick us up at 8:30, though there's high winds up at the mountain, so the road is closed until 11 a.m. and they're going to reevaluate and decide if to open it. So at this point, we're going to get some coffee and just hang tight until the road opens again. There's about 20 stranded hikers down here at the moment, maybe more, but you know, you can't control nature, so we'll just kind of adapt and overcome. But it's nice down here at the moment. It's supposed to be 80 today, or at least 81. Currently 11 a.m. in Gatlinburg. We're at the knock, which is an outfitter waiting for the shuttle. But from word is the winds are too high up in the mountain, so we're likely stuck down here today. You can see all these hikers gathered up looking to catch a ride, and it's not going to happen. So we're going to have to make arrangements for another stay and kind of just hang out. So today's video will be awfully short because I've shown you just about everything I wanted to show you from Gatlinburg, but this is what it's like. There's She-Ra talking to Dodger. It's currently 12:20 here in Gatlinburg, and we're still kind of hanging tight. We're at the outfitter still, but we moved up under shade because it's warm and humid today, and actually sitting in some rocking chairs on their porch. Kind of just waiting news. We can't check into the hotel until 3 o'clock anyway, so we figured we'd just kind of hang tight and see if things change between now and then. Keep checking their website, and it still shows the road closed. From the sounds of it, there might be some trees down or something, because the taxi driver said that Forest Service was heading up the hill in a truck with some equipment, so not certain what that means, but we'll see what happens. If we can get out today, we'll still make a run for it and just do shorter miles. If we can't, we'll hang out in town, and I'm going to try a free sample of moonshine. There's all kinds of free samples of wine and moonshine, so I want to try a free sample of moonshine and see how that tastes. But otherwise, just kind of hanging tight and relaxing, getting some rest before we hit it again. It's 2 p.m. We made it back up to Newfound Gap. The road had been closed because of downed trees, but they cleared them. Apparently last night between 11 and 2 a.m., 11 p.m., 2 a.m., they had wind gusts up to 75, 80 miles an hour that took some trees down. They tried to get people to come down into Gatlinburg. Gatlinburg's been hot, humid all day, up in the 80s. Up here it's really cool and breezy, so that's going to be good. We're going to try to get 10 miles today, which means I probably won't be in until about 7 o'clock, but sun sets about 7:45 or 7:50, so that gives us time. And if we see a lot of down trees, which is a possibility, then we'll go to the first shelter, which is only about 3 miles away. We'll just have to see how it all goes, but we're safe and we're on our way. Okay, back on the trail. Supposed to be elk in and around here. Obviously, we're just getting on the trail. Haven't seen anything yet. All I see in front of me is a climb, obviously, so it's gonna be a climb to the first shelter. Hopefully we don't encounter too many down trees, but we're on our way. 3:30 p.m. coming into the Ice House shelter. I don't think we're staying here. We're gonna push on.
I just started out. Oh yeah, 0 and 0.
Howdy.
Yeah, well, what is it? Okay, so.
This is what the shelter looks like on the inside. Not a bad shelter. We're not staying here.
Yeah, I'll be honest.
It's about 4:15, and we made it to Icewater Spring Shelter. It was only about a 3-mile hike from the roadway, but we chose to stop here because we're the only ones here. I'm sure others will show up, but also because the next one, about 8 miles away, we'd be getting there just before dark, and our concern is it's going to be crowded and there's very little campsites, so we wanted to make certain we had a secured campsite for the night. Tomorrow we're going to go about 13 miles to make up some more miles. We're kind of limited in terms of our mileage based on these shelters because you're required to stay at or near the shelter. And so the next one would be about 20 miles, and we don't know that we want to go that far. But the three of us are set up inside there. This is a view out over North Carolina. So that's supposed to be near North Carolina and the area of Cherokee. Cherokee was one of the areas that was devastated by Hurricane Helene last year. You can't see any part of it from here, but apparently looking out in that direction is where it is located according to the information on the map. This is a pretty area. They have a privy off over here, and they have bare hanging cables as well. We're considering starting a fire tonight in the fireplace, so we'll see how that plays out, but all is well. This is the inside of the shelter for the night. I think I may have shown it to you already, but this is with our gear in it. So it's just the three of us right now. The thought is that more will show up because, again, it's close to the road, and there might be some people that have left town late like we did. We left at 2 p.m. It took us until that time, or we left I think around 1:30, and it took us until about 2. So there's a lower level and there's an upper level. Whenever I can, I'm going to go to the upper level just because it just seems like it has more room up there. So I like that they have these tarps that keep the wind out. It's a little breezy out there right now, but it was warm today, and I think it's probably going to be warm tomorrow, so we should be all right. But we're going to settle in for the night. All right, so fire ban's been lifted, which means we can actually have a fire in our shelter. And we met up with 62 today, so we're going to be back together. And he mentioned that they had a fire in their shelter last night and how warm it got in the shelter as a result. So Dodger went ahead and took the initiative and got this guy going. So I can feel the warmth already. All right. Good evening. It's about 5 p.m. from Ice Water Springs Shelter. We finished the day on the trail. We ended up only doing 3 miles today. We were worried that we were going to be stuck in Gatlinburg because of the high winds. I guess they were gusting pretty bad last night and knocked a bunch of trees down, even the trees that would block the road up to Newfound Gap where we entered the trail. So they had to clear all that away, and we eventually got back on the trail at 2 p.m. It was only a 3-mile hike to the shelter. The next one was another 8 miles down. We probably could have made it. We would have gotten there just before dark, and we were concerned that there would be a big crowd there. We wouldn't be able to use the shelter, and there's very little camping space outside the shelter, so we just erred on the side of safety. We were the only 3 here, but apparently another 3 or 4 are coming. One just showed up, and there's another 3. But it has room for about 14. We're going to try to do 12.5 or 12.8 miles tomorrow. If we really feel up to it, we can go 20 point something miles tomorrow. But we're pretty much dedicated to staying at the shelters while you're in the Great Smoky Mountains. So those are the next 2 shelters that we have the option of staying at, either 12 point something or 20 point something, depending on how good we feel as we're hiking tomorrow. It's supposed to be warm, 80, 81 degrees, at least down low at Gatlinburg. It was that warm today down there, but up here it was breezier and cooler. So who knows what it's going to look like up here. All is well. We're going to try to make more progress as we can with the weather, the wind, all of that being a factor. And we'll be exiting the Smoky Mountains here in the next 2 days, I guess it is. So thank you for following along. I again appreciate all the support you've been giving me. And I look forward to sharing more of the trail with you as I head further north. So good night, Sunny D out.